Hi, I'm Bob Vila. Welcome home again. Today we're really busy with the finish work here at our Yonkers Blitz build. Ryley's working with the carpet installers in the master bedroom. We'll get together with the plumbers to install a Kohler lavatory in the half bath. And Dave Kohler will also be here to tell us about a water-efficient toilet. And I'll take you to Tucson, Arizona, where we'll tour Sivano, a planned community of houses that use different types of sustainable building materials. So stick around. It's great to have you home again.
Sears presents Bob Vila's Home Again.
In real time, we're just beginning the fourth day of our Habitat for Humanity Blitz build in Yonkers, New York. The exterior of the house has really come together in the last 24 hours. The roof trim is complete, the siding has been painted, and the scaffolding has been removed. Today, volunteers are busy cleaning up construction debris and preparing the grounds for landscaping and sod. The landscape crew is on site, unloading trees and shrubs and spreading a layer of topsoil. The carpenters are putting the finishing touches on the front and back porches. Preparations are well underway for the installation of a bluestone front walk. Work continues on the interior of the house as well. Let's join Ryley in the master bedroom, where the carpet installers are hard at work.
Well, we're on the second floor up here on the master bedroom, and I'm with Tom Dansel.
Hi, Bob. How are you?
Good. How you doing, Tom?
Good.
Now with Coronet Carpeting.
Yeah, Bellevue of America.
Bellevue of America, you're donating the carpeting for this project.
Yeah.
Which is great. And
Thank you.
What did Phil just got finished doing here? He's putting down
Well, Phil is putting down the tackless. In order to secure the carpet to the floor, we need the tackless strips.
Right.
These tackless strips go about 1/4 of an inch from the wall.
Okay, yeah.
And if you notice these needles sticking out,
Right,
they face towards the wall.
Right, they're not coming up straight. They're at an angle.
Correct. This hooks the carpet onto the tackless.
Okay, and now we've got these nails that are already applied to the
This will
strip.
anchor the tackless to the floor.
Okay, so you don't have to bother with any nails. And this is
Okay.
also a concrete nail as well, so...
Right. This is a dual-purpose tackless. We can use this on either concrete floors if you want to do a basement, or you can use this in wood also.
Boy, that's terrific. Okay, now the first thing you want to put down after that is this...
Our padding.
pad, okay.
Today we're using 7/16 rebonded pad.
Right.
This rebonded pad is a 6-pound density. It's 7/16 of an inch. We don't want it too thick.
Right, okay.
Tends to make the carpet buckle.
Oh, really? Okay, and it looks like there's definitely a difference between one side and the other. Is there a top and bottom?
This scrim side keeps the carpet from bunching the padding up from underneath.
Okay.
So the carpet can move.
You
don't want the pad to bunch up underneath.
Okay. All right, very good. And then tell us a little something about the carpet. What is it? What's it made
Today
of?
we're using multi-tone Saxony. It's a Duraware yarn, nylon, continuous filament.
Okay.
It's all Scotch guarded stain release. It makes a nice plush, soft feel carpet.
Great.
With this padding, it have a nice feel for a bedroom.
Okay, terrific. Well, is there any tricks to putting this stuff down?
Well, here, when we put after we put our tackless down, we want to put our padding down.
Okay.
Now he's stapling this right to the floor.
He just staples it right down.
Right.
Okay. And then once that's in,
then we just pull
go
back
and-
our carpet.
okay, let me get out of his way and let Phil go to work. Now, what's that tool he's just picked up there? Is there any special name
Well, he's got
for
a
that?
kicker,
A kicker?
right here.
Okay.
Now what he's going to do is stretch the carpet.
Okay.
Normally, you start on one wall,
Uh-huh.
and then you work on your length wall.
Okay.
He'll now cut the edges.
So just what is this tool Phil's using to cut the edge with?
It's a wall trimmer. It keeps the carpet blade from going too far in. You don't want it to cut the molding sometimes. It makes a nice precision cut.
A sharp blade in there.
And then he just tucks it in. It's a nice clean finish.
And that's all there is to it. Well, Phil is really flying here, Tom, so it looks like we'd better get out of his way, but it looks terrific.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Coming up next, Dave Kohler joins us while we install a Kohler lavatory in the half bath. Stick around. Joining us now is Dave Kohler from Kohler, Wisconsin, and of course we've got all the Kohler products coming into the Habitat project. Tell us a little bit about this lavatory, Dave.
Well, this is a Kohler Brookline lavatory, and what's really most distinguishing here is the faucet. We don't want to sacrifice style and design in this house, and this is a brand new faucet this year. It's called the Fairfax faucet. Beautiful, single control, traditional styling, but it's a great value. This faucet lists for about $134. It's got ceramic valving, which is really the most durable in the industry.
Now, we've got 4 little kids in here. Are there any safety features that are built into these?
It's got a great feature for kids. When you have kids, you want to make sure they don't get scalded. This faucet has a high temperature limit stop. You just pop off the cap and you can set the highest temperature for the faucet, so there's no worry about them scalding.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
And I guess installation is pretty easy if we get John the plumber around here.
Installation is very easy. John can show us. It has flexible connections.
All right, let's take a look at how it goes together. John, what's the first thing that you connect in there?
Okay, the first thing we would do is connect the tailpiece under the sink to the trap, and that would center our sink in the opening on the countertop. And that's set on the drain. The next thing we would do is move on to the water supplies. These are the flexible connectors supplied by Kohler right on their faucet. Makes it very easy to install.
Yeah, David, that makes it good for the average do-it-yourselfer.
Yeah, it's really great for the professional or the do-it-yourselfer. You know, most faucets come with rigid connections, and this comes with flexible, so it really makes it simple. You don't even need plumber's putty, you just connect it to the stops.
And that's that for the hot.
And then the same thing for the cold.
Exactly. We would just move on to the cold side. Okay, and then we open up the supply. Okay, the last step is to put a nice bead of caulk around the sink.
And you can just push it up, huh?
Yeah, we push it up a little bit so some gets underneath. That's in order to hold it down firmly.
Yeah.
And we just go all the way around, nice. All the way around.
And you let it sit and you're
Set
done.
it back down, and that's it.
Great. Now let's talk a minute about the toilet over here, Dave.
Yeah.
The fact is that a lot of code requirements now have made alterations to the amount of water that you can put in these things when you build them, right?
Right. The National Energy Act of 1992 requires that all manufacturers only make 1.6 gallon toilets.
So it's a smaller tank up here.
It's a little bit smaller. It only takes about 1.5 gallons of water.
And how do you make sure that it's going to flush properly?
Well, there's some really key features. This is a Wellworth toilet. This is our most popular design. We've been making this and improving it for over 60 years. And there's some key features that really make this toilet perform. One of them is the 2-inch trap. This toilet has a large 2-inch trapway. It's fully glazed and smooth. It also has a very large water area. This water area is 9 inches by 11 inches. Which
so is that a key thing when you're shopping for a
toilet? It's very important. It's one of the largest in the industry. It also uses siphonic jet action, which really accelerates the flush and makes it very quickly.
How do you test it?
Well, we use a varying number of tests, and here's one. These are 30 balls of toilet paper. This is much more than a normal consumer would ever use, but we'll just go ahead and show you how well this toilet performs. Perfect.
Wow. Excellent. Well, listen, I want to thank you for your participation with the Habitat project.
I'm very pleased to be here.
Terrific.
Thanks.
When we come back, we'll tour the desert architecture of Savano in sunny Tucson, Arizona. Well, we've left the cold weather in Yonkers behind to spend a few minutes here in the desert outside of Tucson, Arizona. You're looking at the Santa Catalina Mountains and the Rincon Mountains surrounding this area, but we're visiting a planned unit development called Sivano. This is a very unusual development. To tell us more about it, Kevin Kelly, who's the president of the Sivano Development Company.
Hi, welcome to sunny Tucson.
Thank you very much. Tell us first what Sivano is all about, what it means.
Sure. Well, Sivano takes its name from the Hohokam people, and these ancient indigenous people had a Sivano period where they found the balance between human needs and natural resources. Now, the modern day Sivano seeks to find that same balance. We want to build a pedestrian-friendly community that treads lighter on our land and uses our natural resources more wisely.
Okay, but you're also taking advantage of the latest in building technology.
That's right, Bob. In order to use our resources more intelligently, we've got to take advantage of the best energy engineering and science that's available to us.
And that's important even here in the desert. Well, before we look at some of the houses that are being built, can we learn more about this community center?
Sure. This is our gathering place where we'll have cafes and retail and art galleries and offices. We'll have cool towers and fountains and shaded trees for people to come and congregate as a community.
Now, the architecture is very bold. Let's take a closer look.
Great.
Now, the Vigas have been around forever. It's old southwestern construction, but let's talk about the new technologies that you're putting to use here.
Sure, we're introducing a lot of very appropriate energy and environmental technologies, Bob. We're doing thermal mass buildings, thermal insulent buildings. We're using solar hot water. We're using solar PV systems. We're using reclaimed water systems to harvest our rainwater. We're actually even reclaiming our trees.
I was going to say, this Palo Verde is an ancient one, and I bet it wasn't in the middle of this construction, huh?
Oh, no, this was hand-boxed from the desert, a little bit off-site, actually. This is about 100 years old, and we've harvested about 3,000 trees and cactuses from the site so far, and we're going to harvest another 20,000.
That's so wise, not to just come in and bulldoze the desert and then bring in exotic plant material.
That's right. We're using all indigenous xeriscape planting in our
And you're
project.
collecting rainwater for irrigation?
We are harvesting right off our rooftops.
Now, this is adobe, right? It's a baked adobe?
Yes, this is a fired adobe. This is a thermal mass building. It's a double-walled building. And in addition to the thermal mass quality, which protects you from the heat of the day, but also radiates the warmth at night, it's got a passive cool tower system that blows cool air into the building that allows the hot air to be filtered out of it.
And it's a circle so that it kind of harkens back to the Hohokam meeting.
That does. It's the old Kiva tradition.
Can we look at some of the SIPS technology that's going on?
We sure can. Let's go.
Great. Kevin, how many homes will be built here?
Ultimately, 2,800 over 1,100 acres.
That's a lot of houses. Now, here we're looking at 3 distinct individual houses, right?
Yes, we are.
And this one is you just poured the foundation.
That's right. This is the RGC house. It's a systems house put together with Build America and Ibicus.
The crawl space is essentially what you got here, not really a basement or any kind of storage area.
That's right. The ingenuity of this house is they're actually using the crawl space and they're using the earth to have an ambient temperature between 50 and 60 degrees, and they're keeping all their ductwork inside this crawl space and insulating the crawl space to maximize energy efficiency of the house.
That's exciting. Now, the next one, you've already gone 3 steps farther so that we can see what you're talking about here, right?
That's right. This is where RGC has installed the metal truss system. It's a webbed truss system, very rigid.
Right.
And you can also...
this business here.
That's right. You can see the ductwork and all the wiring is done in the crawl space itself. And what that does, Bob, is that allows a great clearance when you get inside the house with unimpeded ceilings.
Exactly. And I noticed that you've got pressure-treated lumber everywhere, which I guess is an issue even in the desert, right?
You bet.
Now, why do you need this metal flashing here between the top of foundation and the sill plate?
That's a termite shield, Bob. The desert has 26 species of termites, so it's an important design feature for us.
You can't get away from termites, huh? So here you can see the rest of the crawl space. You've already done all the rough plumbing and you've got all your ductwork in place, right?
That's right. All of the plumbing, the wiring, the ductwork, the HVAC, and the final plumbing and structural wiring all runs under this system.
So the next step here is to put the floor deck down, but behind us in the next house, you've got your SIPS panels being assembled. Tell us about the process here.
Well, Bob, you're looking at a sandwich wall system with polyurethane and structural panels made of oriented strand board.
Is the polyurethane injected into?
That's right. It's a mold, and you put the boards together and they inject it right in there.
So that's a little bit different than the type of panel we're using in Yonkers. Now, how are the panels installed?
They're installed vertically. It's very similar to a tongue and groove. It's an interlocking system, and you see how they neatly fit together. And they're at the factory. They're actually pre-numbered so people actually fit it together like a jigsaw puzzle.
And of course the window openings, everything is pre-engineered so that as it goes together, by the end of the day you got the finished house practically.
You do, and what's nice about this system is it saves 30% of construction waste compared to a stick-built house.
And what's the height of them?
The clear height in the interior is about 11 feet.
That's nice.
It's wonderful, makes great open space.
Yeah.
And that whole house takes about a day and a half to put that wall system and the roof on it. Very efficient.
Well, Kevin, let's take a look at some of the finished houses.
Fantastic. Not all of the houses will be built with the SIPS technology, Bob. A number of the builders are using the conventional stick frame and stucco systems. And with that, they're going to offer a different type of variety, though all of our 5 builders have to hit the energy standards that puts us 50% above the current model energy code.
Okay, so the stick and stucco is what we're looking at here, which once you've got your traditional frame up, you spray the stucco on and you end up with this very Western kind of a Santa Fe look, huh?
That's right. These homes are built by T.J. Bednar and Company, and they really went after the Pueblo look. They're designed with the Santa Fe in mind, in fact.
Yeah. Well, this is very nice with the rounded, soft corners and the corbels as you come in.
These homes are designed to be very efficient on the land. You'll get 7 to 9 units per acre, but you'll notice we use the walls and we use the other homes and we use the garage space to create a privacy nook or to create an internal courtyard.
Excellent. Now, the interiors here, are they different from most of the other houses? Are there different price points, I mean?
That's right. We looked at the SIPS panels, which is the $90,000 price point, and then we go up to about $110 with the T.J. Bednar, and we keep climbing. This builder got very playful inside with the design.
Well, let's go see some actual finished models.
Great.
Okay, so what we have here are 3 distinct houses, right?
That's right, Bob, and you'll notice about this wonderful walkway is that there are no ugly garage doors piercing this right-of-way.
That's nice, but where do they keep the cars?
Well, the garages are serviced off of the carriage lanes in the back of the house.
Oh, that's not a new concept, but it makes a big difference here, doesn't it?
It really does. It allows you to have enjoyable walkways to greet neighbors from porches or from courtyards. We love it.
Yeah. And so you can meet your neighbors as well, right?
That's right. Speaking of meeting your neighbors, Bob, I've got to get back to work, but I want to turn you over to the chairman of RGC Homes, Jim Murar.
Great. Well, Kevin, thanks for touring us around.
Thank you.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
Bob, welcome to the Courtyard Homes, our
Thank you.
Residence 1 here.
Now, this is one of the SIPS homes,
This is
right?
one of the SIPS homes. We've got it completely skinned on the outside, all finished inside, decorated, ready to enjoy.
Thank you. Let's take a look. We'll see the colorful interiors of the Sivano homes in a moment. Don't go away. Wow, the colors you use in these model homes is pretty amazing, Jim.
Pretty exciting. It really is a nice contrast to the kind of the desert scene that we have here in our Sonoran deserts.
Yeah, it's great what the model decorators can do. Now, you
Isn't
can
that
get away
something?
with this because of the volume. How high are the ceilings?
We're about 11 feet here, and we're able to do that because there's no attic. Those SIPS panels that you saw earlier give us all that volume space. So
Exactly. Now, speaking of space, what's the square footage of the whole house?
1,144 square feet here, 2-bedroom, 2-bath, really nice baths. It gets really exciting what our decorators do with the colors in those rooms.
Again, the neutrality of the surrounding space lets you get away with these strong yellows and all these really strong blues and reds and accent colors.
It's really fun, kind of the deserts of the country, the Mediterranean.
Yeah. Oh, there's a real Mexican feel to this too, with
You
the
bet.
terracotta and you know the kind of shapes of the fireplace wall, etc. And you've got plenty of room for a nice dining area as well.
We have both the indoor dining and then our outside patios really are a great outside
This is
place
where
to
they
dine.
invented outside living, isn't it?
This-
'Cause you don't have bugs here.
It's great here. 9 months out of the year, this is where we like to eat and dine. And
Yeah. I love the colors out here. That cadmium yellow, is that a fountain?
that's a fountain that's a work in process. Should be finished any day now.
Well, Jim, thanks for showing us the model.
Bob, thanks so much. Appreciate having you here.
Okay,
Come
thank
back
you.
again.
Thank you. Well, that's a wrap. Come home again next time. We're going to be back in Yonkers at our little habitat house, putting some of the finishing touches, getting involved with interior design. B. Smith is coming along to help us. Also, we'll be back here at Sivano, looking at a straw bale house. Till then, I'm Bob Vila. It's great to have you home again. For lots of information and resources for your home improvement project, check out my website at bobvila.com.